Hi, I'm with Tim Schmoyer, who's a video creator, and he is a friend of mine. Hi, Tim.
Hi.
Tim is going to share a little bit with us about his experience with trauma and how he faced down his fears and what that's meant for him.
Yeah, it's gonna be like one of the first times I've ever talked publicly about this. At least in a
Takes a
video.
lot of courage.
So when I was about 12, maybe no, I was probably like 14 years old. I was in Philadelphia. Grew up in Philadelphia, and I was taking a train by myself to New Jersey to spend the weekend with a friend. So my parents took me to the train station, dropped me off, and getting there was no problem. I knew exactly where to go in Philadelphia, where to walk and, get off this station and walk here to get to the next station. It's great. On the way back, though, after I had a fun time at my friend's house, getting back on the train, they dropped me off, and it's late on a Sunday night. And from the very beginning, I don't know what happened, but I just felt confused. And I ended up getting on a train going a different direction, which is bad for me as a 14-year-old. It's late at night. It's scary. I'm on the subway system by myself, and I was like wearing some nice clothes. It was Sundays. We had gone to church earlier, so I was wearing something. I had my backpack. I stuck out like a sore thumb, as opposed to everyone else that was down there at that time. Eventually, I got to the train station I needed to be at in Philadelphia, but the place I normally go was blocked off. And I didn't know how else to get to the other train station. This is the days before cell phones and things like that. So, long story short, is I got utterly and completely lost in center city Philadelphia all by myself, and I had no idea where to go, how to get to where I needed to be. And I knew from the time that I had missed the trains I needed to get home. I can go a lot of detail, but it was very traumatizing for me, some of the events. I thought someone was going to kill me at one point. I thought that I was trapped at another point, which I was, but I found a fence I could climb over. And it was really like, I remember the climax was me. I was at the end of this long corridor, yellow flickering lights, homeless people sleeping all around, smelled like urine in there, and I couldn't go one way because there was a fence, a gate that way. I couldn't go out that way because there was people yelling at me in Spanish, and like just they're chasing me. And so I sat down and I just started crying, and
Wow.
I had no idea like what to do. And so I had my Bible with me. Actually, I took it out, I started praying. I was like, okay, like what am I do? I calm myself down. Again, I'm trying to make a really long story short for you, but eventually I just jumped the fence and got a train and started walking around outside Center City, Philadelphia, taking random turns and here, I don't even know. And then I just happened to walk right into the train station I needed to be at right in time for the last train that went back to where I lived in about an hour north of Philadelphia. Yeah.
You were 12 years old in a situation where you had no control and you felt at risk. So that's going to get powerfully embedded with
Yeah.
some pretty scary feelings in your body and your mind. And even as you're describing it, I can see and I can hear, yeah, I know, because it all gets wired in our body. So just talking about something like that when it's not fully kind of resolved or integrated can reignite feelings of vulnerability. So, wow, what a
It's
powerful
so
experience that
vivid
was.
too. It's like it's not something that like, oh, this was a dream of so long ago. Like, no, I remember this as if I'm like rewatching it like right now on the camera. So it's
And you did something really courageous recently. You went back and you faced your fears. What was that like? What did that do for you?
so after nightmares of subways in urban places and dark places and all that. I was again back in the city, and I was there for work this time. This is actually just last year, and I was back there, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take Uber. I'm not going to take a taxi. I am going to force myself to go down into the subway and take the train to where I needed to go. So it wasn't the same train, it wasn't the same route, but it didn't really matter. It was still the same environment. And so I started going down. I started feeling like what's gonna happen, and so like making super sure, double checking, triple, quadruple checking that I got like the right pass for the right train, going the right direction, and everything. And I got to my destination okay, and then I came back just fine. Also, I was a little bit nervous because there's no cell reception down there, and I realized how dependent I am on Google Maps to like make sure it's going the right way. I couldn't do that. And so it went fine, went smoothly, no problems at all. I was checking over my back all the time, but after I go back to my hotel room after the trip, I was like, I did it,
You did it! Yay!
Like, what? We take public transportation multiple times every day. I was like, I know, but for me, that was a big deal. I did it by myself and I overcame it. So
That is a nice story, because what it does is it really, really illustrates how you could empower yourself after a traumatic experience where you felt super vulnerable and you literally felt like something terrible was going to happen. So it's like you've reclaimed your ability to feel safe in that kind of environment. You've given yourself a new corrective experience, and you were right. And you weren't putting yourself in a dangerous situation, because you armed yourself with everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
You made sure that you knew the schedule, where you were going. All those things added to your success and gave you a new corrective experience in facing your fears. That is awesome, Tim.
Thank you.
I just love the fact that you were able to do that, and the courage that it took.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. A lot of times people don't recognize that, going back and redoing something that in the past was very frightening or traumatizing can give you a new feeling about yourself as well. Because the other thing that you just told me is you felt so good about yourself afterwards.
Yeah, and I would totally do it again now. I would still be scared, still be nervous, but probably less than the last time, right? And the more I do it, it's like I'm a dad, I got 6 kids, and they do something, they get hurt. I'm like, oh no, it's okay. Just try it again, and they're afraid of trying again. But I know, like, as a dad, like, it's the same experience when they're little, like, just keep doing it. You'll get better and it won't hurt the next time or whatever, and I know situations in life as an adult can be similar. So.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that, Tim. That is so beautiful. So this is Dr. Anna Baranowski, just asking you to find ways that are safe to face your fears, like Tim. And thank you so much for sharing that with us, Tim.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
Have a great day.
For more Ask Dr. Anna videos and information about post-traumatic growth and recovery, subscribe and like our YouTube videos at What is PTSD, or join us at previous video episodes in our playlist Ask Dr. Anna from the Traumatology Institute team.